Alright folks, well today I'm working on formulating a long distance call predator lure, and this is going to be more of a milder climate fox and coyote type of lure. The base I'm using is lanolin. So if you don't know much about lanolin, it is a greasy, sticky sort of substance. Has sort of a greasy, hard greasy consistency. Lanolin is a natural product that is found in sheep's wool. And what it is it's designed to shed water off the body of a sheep. So it coats the sheep wool, provides waterproof characteristics so that sheep can stand out in the rain and not die of hypothermia. And that's extracted from sheep's wool to create this lanolin in a bottle that we can buy now. And not only is it waterproof, it makes a really good base for lures if you use it properly. And it also has a little bit of a sheep scent to it as well. So in addition to being a base, the lanolin can provide another attractant smell to the animal. So I've got some lanolin on the stove here. I'm going to bring it over. This stuff is, when it's below about 80-90 degrees Fahrenheit, it is a solid and it's a sticky pasty thing, and it is a liquid when it's heated up. So this lanolin is in a liquid form now. We're going to mix our ingredients in, and then we're going to let it cool back down and get closer to a solid state. So the first biggest ingredient I'm going to use here is called synthetic fermented egg. And be very careful with this stuff. You shouldn't be breathing it in. You should be wearing safety goggles and everything. I'm kind of breaking my own rules right now, but this is synthetic fermented egg oil, and this is a really strong smell. Kind of like skunk essence is a strong calling agent. Synthetic egg is a strong calling agent as well. Government researchers have done a bunch of tests on this with coyotes out west for predator control. And since this has been developed, it's been very heavily tested, and they found this to be like the #1 attractant to get coyotes to a set. Now, as far as working the set, the synthetic egg isn't the best at keeping them working, putting their foot down where you get your trap. We want to have a few other ingredients in order to do that. So I'm going to add 1 ounce in. I've got about 8 ounces of lanolin here. There's an ounce of synthetic egg, and here's another ounce of it, so I'm putting 2 ounces of synthetic fermented egg in. This stuff is cut a little bit, so it's not super strong, and we're going to mix that in to the lanolin as it's starting to thicken. If you have just lanolin, synthetic egg at a set, say you have a dirt hole and you got bait in there, the bait can cause the animal to work the set. That's great. We want to put a couple of other added attractants. Here I have ambrette musk oil, and this is kind of a sweet smell to it. Gives us a little bit more of an attractant and a curiosity type of lure. And finally we have ambergris. This is artificial ambergris. Very popular. Helps to lift odors and carry odors further. And it's a pretty good lure scent in its own right. So I added ½ ounce of ambergris, ½ ounce of ambrette musk crystals, or ambrette musk oil, and then I'm just going to mix this in with my lanolin, and I'm going to let that cool down and continue to mix. I'm going to go sit down in a well-ventilated area, let that sort of cool down and start to harden up, and then get it into the lure bottles. So that's pretty simple. The basics of making a lure like this, and I hope it helps you. You can experiment with a bunch of different things, but we got our base, our calling agent, and a couple other attractants.